CNN just sent Donald Trump a political earthquake disguised as a data chart, and the shockwave could collapse his control over the GOP. This isn't just another bad poll for Trump. This is a flashing red warning sign that the Republican Party is walking straight into an electoral disaster. In the middle of Trump's chaotic return to the spotlight, from crypto pardons to shutdown threats, something extraordinary is happening beneath the noise. The numbers are shifting. And if history holds true, we could be witnessing the prelude to a total Democratic takeover in Congress next year. But let's start with the moment that made this crystal clear, the one CNN clip that every Republican operative wishes didn't exist.
I mean, look, Donald Trump is a huge drag in all of these races. Look at his net popularity ratings. In New Jersey, he's 11 points underwater. Virginia, 14 points underwater. Not much of a big surprise in New York. He's 35 points underwater. And I will note nationally in my aggregate of polls, he's about 13 points underwater. In our CNN poll, he's way below that, which looks a lot like New Jersey, a lot like Virginia. So these races, in my mind, could be huge bellwethers going into next year to understanding how Donald Trump is impacting these races. He is a huge drag in across the board, New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City.
Do these races tell us anything about the midterm as to what happens here and what might happen in the midterm?
Yeah, okay. So, I was mentioning, of course, Donald Trump being a huge drag, right? He's at his second term lows, not just in our CNN poll, but across the different polls that we were looking at this weekend. And why is it that these races are so important? Well, go back through history, jump in that DeLorean. Look at what has happened when Democrats sweep New York City, New Jersey, and Virginia governor. They won the U.S. House the next year 5 out of 5 times in the last 90 years. You go all the way back to the FDR administration. So the bottom line is this. When Democrats do well in these off-year elections, when they sweep New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City, historically speaking, that means they go on to win the U.S. House of Representatives the next time around. And when we're in this national polarized environment and Donald Trump is as unpopular as he is, I think that history is likely to hold if, in fact, Democrats do sweep tomorrow, which at this point looks more likely than not.
We will have to see. We also have some new polling numbers also that makes Democrats not look so good. So it's kind of like wondering whether this historic norm will stay as per usual.
And that, my friend, is why we go 365 years to find out what happens next year.
All right. Thank you so much, Harry.
Thank you.
That's not just a bad poll. That's a death sentence for Republican midterm hopes. Because if Democrats sweep those 3 key elections, history says the next domino is the House itself. And this time, Trump's not just an unpopular ex-president. He's a convicted criminal defendant, a walking conflict of interest, and a political black hole pulling the entire GOP down with him. Republicans are watching the same polling and realizing Trump isn't the ticket, he's the anchor. Trump's approval has cratered even among independents, the same voters who delivered the House to Democrats after 2018. Back then, it was family separations. Now, it's inflation, chaos, and corruption. Remember this moment from 60 Minutes? The one where he shrugged off responsibility for pardoning a billionaire who helped finance his family's crypto company?
In another moment from the interview that is ricocheting around social media, Trump claimed not to know anything about Binance co-founder Changpeng Zhao, whom he pardoned last month. Zhao pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws. Watch this part of the exchange. O'Donnell went on to ask about the connection between Binance and the Trump family's crypto company, and Trump claimed to know nothing about it.
That level of arrogance, that casual, I don't know, is the kind of soundbite that haunts candidates for decades, and it perfectly captures why suburban and working-class voters alike are turning away from the GOP in disgust. If these trends hold, Democrats could do what even FDR couldn't, retake the House within 1 year of losing it. Here's what makes it even more remarkable. Despite relentless right-wing disinformation, voters are paying attention to real issues again: healthcare, wages, housing, and reproductive rights. Trump keeps trying to make the election about himself. Democrats have to make it about the people he forgot. And that's exactly what's happening. From Virginia to New Jersey to New York City, candidates aligned with progressive reforms, fair wages, climate jobs, affordable healthcare, are driving turnout higher than Republicans anticipated. The GOP can't fight culture wars when Americans can't afford rent. Meanwhile, Republican leadership looks paralyzed. Speaker Mike Johnson can barely control his caucus, government funding is hanging by a thread, and every GOP scandal just reminds voters what chaos looks like in power. Democrats don't need perfection, they just need contrast, and Trump provides that contrast every time he opens his mouth. If the off-year pattern repeats, the GOP could lose its narrow majority, its momentum, and its moral authority, all before Trump even reaches the general election. Here's the bottom line. CNN didn't just report on Trump's weakness, they drew a roadmap for a Democratic resurgence. If Democrats hold their focus, if they turn outrage into organization, history says they win. But the warning goes both ways. Complacency kills movements. If you want a Congress that works for working people, not billionaires, not crypto criminals, then this is your moment to fight. Subscribe, share this video, and tell us in the comments, do you think Democrats will flip the House next year? Because if these numbers are right, Donald Trump may have just handed it to them.